It all started with a sleepless night, just like any other. I was staring at the ceiling, counting the cracks, when the clock struck midnight. That's when I first heard it. A soft click. Not from the window, not from downstairs, but from my bedroom door. I thought it was just the house settling, but then it happened again the next night, and the night after that. Always at midnight. Always just one soft click. Curiosity finally got the better of me. One night, I crept out of bed and put my hand on the doorknob just as the clock began to chime. On the 12th strike, I turned the handle and pulled. But instead of the familiar hallway, I was staring at a forest. A forest bathed in the light of 2 moons, with trees that glowed with a soft, silver luminescence. My heart was hammering in my chest. I gently closed the door, my mind reeling. Was I dreaming? I pinched myself. Nope, definitely awake. I waited a minute, took a deep breath, and opened the door again. And there it was, my normal, boring hallway. I couldn't explain it. Was I going crazy? The next night I had to know. Midnight came, the click sounded, and I opened the door. This time, it wasn't a forest. It was a sprawling, futuristic city with flying vehicles zipping between towering crystalline skyscrapers. The air hummed with a quiet energy. I stood there, mesmerized, for what felt like an eternity before I closed the door again. Open it a second time, and it was back to the hallway. This became my secret, my midnight ritual. Every night, a new world. I saw deserts made of black sand under a purple sun. I saw oceans that floated in the sky like giant shimmering bubbles. I saw cities built into the side of colossal mountains, connected by intricate rope bridges. Each door opened a window into a reality I couldn't have even imagined. Some were beautiful, some were terrifying. I saw a world where gravity was just a suggestion and people floated through their daily lives. I saw a world where music was a physical thing you could touch and mold. During the day, my normal life felt grey. The vibrant colours of my midnight travels made my 9-to-5 job, my mundane errands, feel like a faded photograph. I'd sit in meetings, my mind wandering to the rustle of leaves in a crimson forest, or the taste of rain that fell like honey. I started keeping a journal, sketching the impossible landscapes, trying to capture the feeling of it all. My friends noticed I was distant. They'd ask if I was okay, and I'd just smile and say I was tired. How could I ever explain that I was spending my nights hopping between dimensions? I became a tourist of realities, a silent observer. I never dared to step through completely. The fear of the door not being there when I wanted to come back was too great. What if I got trapped in a world of silent, stone giants, or a dimension where the air was unbreathable? So I just stood on the threshold, a ghost in the doorway, soaking it all in. One night I opened the door to a library, but it was unlike any library I'd ever seen. It stretched infinitely in every direction, shelves reaching up into a misty, unseen ceiling. The air smelled of old paper, vanilla, and something else. Something like starlight. Lanterns floated lazily between the aisles, casting a warm, golden glow. There was a quiet hum in the air, the sound of millions of stories breathing at once. Something about this place felt different. It felt calm. It felt like home. I saw figures moving in the distance, readers drifting through the aisles, their faces illuminated by the books they held. They seemed peaceful, content. For the first time, I felt a pull, a desire not just to look, but to enter, to walk those aisles, to pull a book from a shelf and lose myself in its pages. My hand was trembling on the doorknob. The fear was still there, but it was overshadowed by a deep, profound sense of belonging. My life, my real life, felt like a story I was just a side character in. But here, in this endless library, I felt like I could be the author. The next night I was prepared. I packed a small bag. My journal, some pens, a photo of my family, a small piece of the world I was leaving behind. As midnight approached, my heart wasn't pounding with fear, but with anticipation. The clock chimed, the door clicked, I turned the handle, and there it was. The infinite library, the warm, golden light beckoned to me. The scent of a million stories welcomed me home. I took a deep breath, a smile spreading across my face. I looked back one last time at my small, quiet bedroom, at the life that was no longer mine. It wasn't a sad goodbye. It was a grateful one. It was the life that had led me here. Then I stepped across the threshold. I let go of the doorknob and heard the soft click of the door closing behind me for the final time. I didn't look back. I was home. Ahead of me were endless aisles, endless stories, endless possibilities. My real life was just beginning. I wonder sometimes if someone else will find that door. If some other sleepless soul will turn the handle at midnight and find a world waiting for them. I hope they do, and I hope they find the one where they belong, just like I did. Thanks for listening to my story. It's a strange universe out there, maybe stranger than any of us can imagine. If you enjoy tales of the weird and wonderful, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more. You never know what you'll find when you open a new door.